So let's get into today's topic. Okay, as I said earlier, the first 4 topics or first 4 days would be completely of theoretical part. Like we'll be discussing a few things of success factors or few things which are related to success factors, not maybe into success factors, but other areas like what is certification, how do you do the certification, what is launchpad, what do you do with the launchpad access, what is partnerage, what do we do with the partnerage, who will get partnerage access, what are the roles and responsibilities, what should be the system landscape. So all of these things will be discussing in our first 4 sessions, which is like purely theoretical part. And the from 4th session onwards, we'll be starting off with the practical part. We'll be getting into system, we'll start configuring the system as per customer needs. We'll be discussing various scenarios and we'll know how to configure those scenarios in the system. That we will see from the 5th session onwards. Okay, and it continues for till 24 or 25th session. Okay, you all will be getting access from starting from 5th session onwards. You'll be getting access like whenever you need. We'll be granting that access because the access would be for 1 month. Okay, so today's topic or the first topic is on the roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant. Roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant. Like in SAP we have different roles. Now, why I'm relating success factors with SAP? Because success factors is also a product of SAP. Okay, now SAP has got multiple roles. Within SAP HCM, we have different roles like a functional consultant who configures, who gets the requirements from the customer and configures the system. And secondly, we have ABAP consultant or a technical consultant who would be customizing the product. Any custom requirements that are to be customized, then technical consultant or the ABAPer would be doing that. And then we have a separate workflow consultant who looks after all the approvals part. A separate consultant who will be looking after the ESS, MSS part, employee self-service and the manager self-service part. Then separate consultant, either from GRC or a security consultant who would be looking after all of the permissions. Okay, who should have access to ESS, who should have access to configuration, what configuration access is to be given. So all of these are done by a separate consultant there in SAP. We have these many roles in SAP, but we don't have these roles in success factors. We only have one role called a functional consultant or a consultant who looks after configuration, who looks after customizing, who looks after security part, who looks after the workflows part. So all of these are covered by one consultant called functional consultant. So that's the only role that we have. So the roles can be different, like a trainee consultant or an intern or a junior consultant or a consultant, lead consultant or a senior consultant. So these may differ from company to company, but all of them would be doing the same job. Okay, so that's a consultant role. And then what are the responsibilities of this consultant? Now this consultant should be handling the end-to-end implementation. End-to-end implementation. When I say end-to-end implementation, I'll be giving you what are the stages of the project that we have in success factors. We'll be discussing that in the coming sessions. Okay, so what will a consultant do? Consultant will go sit with the customer, understand the requirements of the customer, what customer want to have in the system. We configure it, we test it, we deploy it to the customer. So this is your implementation. In SF, there are basically 2 types of project. One is implementation project. First one is the implementation project. Implementation where customer doesn't have any success factors product with them. And we will be implementing from scratch. That means we understand, we as a consultant understand. Now, let's look at the terms first before going there. I'm discussing about consultants, customer, implementation partner, etc. Right? Who is a consultant? Consultant is someone who configures the system. Who configures the system? Whose system? It's the customers. Who are customers? The end users who are going to use the SuccessFactors application. Okay. And then who is the implementation partner? The authorized company who can implement SuccessFactors for customers. And the consultants are hired by implementation partner. Here the examples are your Deloitte, Accenture, IBM, Capgemini, and so on. These are examples of implementation partners. And customer is someone who wants to have SuccessFactors for their employees. All the end users who are using SuccessFactors are customers. And then consultants are the ones who are hired by implementation partner who will be configuring a system for customers. Is a consultant. Now, can anybody can anybody become an implementation partner? Yes, anybody can become an implementation partner, but you need to go get license from SAP, or you need to subscribe. You need to get license from SAP to implement SuccessFactors for the customer. You should have that license. Without having license, you cannot go and configure or hire consultants and configure the customer's application. Okay, it is similar to your KFC or McDonald's. What does KFC and McDonald's do? They sell the products of KFC. Now, if you have to purchase a McDonald's burger or KFC, okay, KFC product, we'll have to go to our nearest dealer or nearest authorized dealer, the franchisee, where we get these products. We don't get these products anywhere else in the market. Okay, only you have license to sell them because they have taken franchise. They must have paid some amount as part of franchisee and they are selling their products, right? It is similar to your SuccessFactors application also. Implementation partners, first they'll have to go get license to implement SuccessFactors for customer. Once they have the license, they can start implementing SuccessFactors for customers. Who configures or who does the implementation? It is the consultants, SuccessFactors consultants, who would be implementing it for the customer. So we have basically two types of projects. One is implementation and second is support. One good thing in SuccessFactors is every customer who is using SuccessFactors as their HR product, okay, should have the support consultants working with them. Why do they need support consultants? We'll discuss that. So firstly, the implementation. As discussed, in implementation, first we'll have to go, consultants have to go, sit with customers, understand their requirements, what is to be configured in the system. So SuccessFactors is a global application which has got a lot of features in it. Now, all of these functionalities like hire, transfer, all of these are available in the product. But all of these may not be required for each and every customer. Some customers may say that we don't have the process of transfer. We don't transfer employee to any department or location. Once employee is assigned with one department, employee stays in that department till the termination, till the end of their job in that organization. Or someone may say that we don't have suspensions, we don't suspend our employees. So we may not need these functionalities for those customers, right? So we'll enable only which are required functionalities for that customer. So that is what we do in implementation. We configure the system as per customer need. We'll have to first understand how or what configurations we have to do. What if something is not available in standard application? If customer says, I want to have this field in personal information, but SuccessFactors doesn't provide that information. What can we do? So we can also customize. We can add a custom field or we can add a custom portlet or a block to some extent we can customize the product. So we'll be customizing. What if we don't know have the option of customizations also? We need to follow the best practices. We should make them understand how system works, what can be used, okay, and what to what extent we can customize the product. So we get all the requirements, we configure it, we does the testing, and then we hand over the system to customer. That is the end-to-end implementation. That's called the end-to-end implementation, starting from scratch to delivering the SuccessFactors application to the customer. That's your implementation. And then second is the support. As I said, every customer who uses SuccessFactors application for their employees HRM product, there should be some support team who would be working with them. So what will support consultant do? Support, we generally have incident management. Support, we have incident management. If customer has got any issue with the product, it could be the configuration issue, it could be the knowledge gap, it could be the analysis. So we'll have to, a customer would be raising a ticket or raising an incident. That's called incident management, which consultant has to go and look at that issue and fix that issue. That's incident management. And then we have change management. Every customer want to have some changes in the system. Let's say the approval process was defined for transfer. Now they want to have similar process for promotion as well. So that's a change in the system. Earlier there are 2 levels of approvals for transfer. Now they want to have 3 levels. They want to add one more level of approval. So that's a change in the product. So we understand again, it is similar to your implementation. Go understand the requirement from the customer and configure that change in the system. And third is release. F, release management. Every 6 months, SuccessFactors updates their product or upgrades their product. Like any other application, SuccessFactors also needs some kind of upgrades. And this upgrades happens once in 6 months. So upgrades may contain new features, new functionalities, enhancements, bug fixes. All of these will be included in the release management. So before the release functionalities gets updated in the system, we should understand what are those release features. Okay, and then configure them in the system or explain it to the customer that this is the change what we have or what is available after this release. So first you understand what are those new release functionalities, and then you explain it to the customer saying that earlier we were using this screen. Now will be using a different screen, or no, the functionality is changed. This is improved, or no, this is fixed. Now going forward, we can use this functionality also. So we can explain all of these things to customer. That's on the release. So these comes under your support. So these are the roles and responsibilities of a SuccessFactors consultant in any project. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No doubts. Okay. So the second topic for today is the landscape. How many of you know what is the landscape? What is the landscape? Anybody who has experience into SAP should know.
No.
You don't know what is the landscape?
The way the
System
systems are, set up, like the dev
the
pro-
architecture of
production
a
or
system.
testing. Yeah.
This is called the architecture of a system. Okay. A sequence of implementations that we do. or the sequence of systems that we implement for a customer is called the system landscape. It's called system landscape. Now, when the customer gives us a requirement, we'll not be doing directly in the customer system, the end user system. There are multiple systems in which we do the implementation. Okay, so the basic setup for any customer is dev, which is development, quality, and then production. This is the minimum setup which is required for all the customers across the globe. Success factors, when you subscribe for a success factors product, they give you these three systems: dev, quality, and production. Dev, quality, and production. So what do we do in each of these systems? First system is the development system. As soon as your customer gives some requirement, we go and do that configuration in the development system. Now, all of those configurations, what we have done may not work. Now, customer has given you a requirement saying that, "Oh, I want system to update this data automatically when somebody hires an employee." Now, the configuration, what you have done may not work. So what you'll do, you'll try it in a different way. For some customers, let's say we have a customer for whom we are implementing, and the customer has given us some requirement. So we have configured everything. So there are 100 configurations which we have done, but out of those 100 configurations, maybe there are only 50 or 60 configurations which are working correctly. And what is required for your customer? So only those 50 or 60 configurations you will be moving it to quality. Those configurations which are working fine are moved to next level, because the other configuration, the 40 other configurations, you have done some R&D and they are not working. So you have tried it differently and those configurations working. So all those configurations which are working fine in development, will move it to quality system. Quality, or this is also called a test system, where you will be doing the extensive testing. Now here in the development also you do a testing. That testing is called unit testing. Everything that you configure, now your customer said, "I want to have a custom field in personal information." Okay, so you have configured that custom field. Okay, so that is showing up. So that you will test it in development, which is unit testing. Then you move it to quality system, and here your customer would be testing the system, whether the requirement that they have given is working fine or not. In the quality system, the custom field what you have configured, they will test. Now they may ask you, or they may say that, "No, this is not working as expected. You have configured a custom field, that is fine, but this field is allowing more than this field is not allowing me more than 100 characters. I want this field to allow up to 400 characters or 500 characters." So that's a change, or that's a configuration again which we'll have to do. So your customer would be testing it, and this testing you call it UAT, user acceptance testing. Your customer will be testing all the requirements that they have given. Any changes that are to be done, again you will have to do it in development, move it to quality. Once your customer gives you sign off, yes, everything, whatever the configurations or whatever requirements that we have given, you have configured and it is working fine. Now we want this to be used by all the users. So you move the configurations to production system for all the end users. Here, all the end users will be logging in. You will not do any kind of testing in production. Here, in the development system, only consultants will log in. Whereas in quality, along with the consultants, some of the end users who has given you the requirement, usually the IT team or a HR team. Your HR says, your HR is given as a requirement saying that every time you do a transfer, I want to have two levels of approval. First level, it should go to manager, and second level, it should go to HR manager for approval. So that's the process. You have configured that process in development system, and you have done some kind of testing and it is working fine. You move it to quality. When your some of the end users, consultants plus business users, we call them business users who has given you the requirement, they will be testing it, whether it is triggering the 2 levels of approval or not. Let's say first level manager himself or herself is initiating the transfer. Where should it go? The first level is actually manager, but manager is initiating the request. Where should it go? It should directly go to HR manager. Now they will be testing all of these scenarios, whether the field is allowing to input more than 100 characters or 200 characters or 300 characters, or whether the field is mandatory or not. Is it a required field or optional field? Whether the field is showing for everybody or not, what values it is accepting. So all of these things they will be testing here in quality system. And once we get the sign off from the customer saying that yes, all those things what we have given you are configured in the system and system is ready to use, we move all of those configurations to production system, and all the end users, if you have 20,000 users in the organization, all of those 20,000 users would be logging into production system. They don't know about quality, they don't know about dev. They only know about the actual system what they log in. Maybe some business users knows that we have a quality system. Okay, and consultant knows that we have total of 3 systems: dev, quality, and production. Now this is the minimum setup or the basic setup required for all the customers across the globe. When you subscribe for a SuccessFactors application, you get these 3 systems. Additionally, some customers may say that we want to have some additional systems like pre-production, or I want to have separate system called test system, or I want to have separate system called project system. So it is up to the customer. It is up to the customer. These 3 are standard and these are customers. Now, some customers you may see with 4 systems. Some customers you will see with 5 systems. Some customers you will see with 6 systems. Now, whatever name that they give it to that system, some may call it as pre-production, some may call it as just a test system, some may call it as project system, or some may call it as some X system. Whatever name that you give, but what is the purpose of that system? Let's say the pre-production. All the data that I have in production system, I want to copy it into one system called pre-production, where if something goes wrong in the production system, I will go and replicate that scenario in the pre-production system. Because I have the same data as production in pre-production. Now, you will not have all the data in the quality and development. Here, if you have 10,000 users or 20,000 users, you'll see all the 20,000 users data in production system. Maybe in quality you don't see all of that data. Maybe only some data exists, 1,000 users or 2,000 users data exist in the system. Development, you have only have 10 users or 20 users in the system. But in the production system, you have all the data, all the real-time data. This data is replicated, or this data is copied onto pre-production system. Just in case if you want to replicate some issue, you can do it in the pre-production system. Now, different systems can have different purposes. Maybe quality, I want users to test it in the quality system, but if I want to test the system, I will do it in test system. Maybe consultants will use test system to do that. And once it is ready, they'll move it to quality for customers testing. Any other projects that are to be done, let's say customer, we have implemented Employee Central. Now they want to do performance management. So instead of doing directly in the development, first they want to see how performance management works in SuccessFactors. Okay, so you first show them in the project system. If it works fine, then do it in the quality or in production or in dev. So the additional systems that are required, this purely depends on customer to customer. Some customers may only go with these 3. Some customers go with 4, 5, 6. So any additional system that they want to have, they want to pay additional amount, because all of this occupies some space in the data center or some space in the servers. And these servers are called data centers. Like whatever data that we store here in dev, quality or production, all of this data gets stored somewhere in the cloud servers, and these cloud servers are called data centers. We have these data centers in each region. So we have data center in US, we have data center in UK, we have data center in Australia, New Zealand, and so on. There are multiple data centers across the globe. So all of the customers who are using SuccessFactors in that region, let's say, and these data centers are numbered as DC04, DC08, DC55, and so on. They're numbered as 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 25, 55, and so on, depending on the region. Let's say DC04 is a data center which is there in the US. Okay, and I have 100 customers. Customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, and so on. So I have these customers in data center 04. All of these customers are in data center 04. That means all of this customers' data goes and sits in this data center called DC04. Because they are in the same region, all this customers' data lies in data center 04. Okay. Now, each of these systems, the dev, quality, and production, or each of these is, or the data center is split into two parts. Your DC04 is split into two parts called production and preview. Again, DC04 you have DC04 production and DC04 preview. Each region, the data center is split into two parts, DC04 preview and DC04 production. Similarly, if I have the DC08, so you'll have DC08 production, DC08 preview. DC55, DC55 production, DC55 preview. So every region, the data center is split into two parts. Here, let's say this customer has got dev, quality, and production. Every customer, all of these customers will have dev, quality, and production. Additionally, now customer 1 has got pre-production. Customer 3 has got test system. Customer 5 or 6 has got project system. And customer 8 has got pre-production and test system. Customer 11 has got projects, pre-production, and test. And 12 has got test and projects. So different customers has got different requirement, right? So depending on the customer's requirement, they may only go with 3 systems or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it is. Okay, now DC4, because DC4 is split into production and preview, and this is the basic setup for everyone, right? Always one system, minimum of one system should be in preview. So usually this would be in preview and this would be in production. This would be in production. Production system will always be in production data center. Quality system will be in the preview data center. production or dev system would be in production data center. Production data center, preview data center, and production data center. Now this can be in anything. Like this can be in preview, this can be in production, this can be in preview. Anything can happen. This can be in preview or production. This can be in preview or production. This can be in preview or production. But this should always be in production data center. This should always be in preview data center, and this should always be in production data center. Now customers may say that I want to have dev in preview data center. Yes, maybe we can configure that. And here quality becomes production data center. But usual setup is your quality will always be in preview, and production and dev will be in production data center. Is that clear? I'll tell you why we have this setup. Any doubt so far?
No.
Yes. No. Now, why they have split the data center into two parts, DC4 and DC4, DC4 production and DC4 preview, or DC8 preview and DC8 production? Your success factor application is installed in your data center. When you access success factors, okay, how do we access success factors application? It is through URL, right? And when you type the URL, it navigates to one of these data center, either production or preview, and it fetches the data. So it is either production or preview. Now, why they have split this data center is because of the release management. This is because of release management. Every 6 months, SuccessFactors upgrades the product, their product. It could be the bug fixes, any issues that they have identified, they have fixed those issues. And it could be a new functionalities which are added in the product, or it could be the improvements that are done in the system. So all of this comes in the release management. And when the release happens, they cannot directly update in the production system where all the end users are using the system. Production system is a system where all the end users logs in and they use it on their daily basis. It has got all real-time data, and release cannot happen directly in production system. When the release happens, now there might be some feature which gets impacted in the existing configuration. So the release always happens in preview data center first. All the customers preview system. So if this is your preview, this gets updated in preview system. So all of these systems, you will see the release happening in these systems because they are preview systems. On a certain date, the release happens in the preview system. And after 1 month, you will have a time of 1 month, usually 30 days or 35 days or 28 days or 32, 33 days. Close to 30 days. You'll have 1 month time. Once the release happens in preview system, it is the responsibility of the consultant log into the preview system and look at all of those changes what have come. If it is impacting existing processes, any of the processes, you'll have to understand what is that impact before it goes into the production system. Now, all of these release features may be going into production system after 1 month. So before that, should go analyze and see what are those new features. You explain the customer saying that these are the new features which we have in system after this release. And all of these features will be available in production after so and so date. So every 6 months, it updates in the preview data center first, and then in production data center after 1 month. So if you found some issue with these release features in the preview system, you can always go and check with SAP saying that, so hey, this is the functionality what was working fine before this release, and now after this release, because of some functionality, it is not working. What should we do? Your SAP may say that no, with this release you may have to go change the configuration here, or because you have done the configuration in different way, it is impacting you. Or if SAP may sometimes may say that yes, if this is impacting the system, they will stop that release feature being moving into production system after 1 month. They will stop that particular functionality if they really feel that that's the issue with the system. So that's why we have a time gap of 1 month for the release to happen in the production system. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Any doubts? Any doubts here? Okay, I'll take silence as no. Now, when it comes to a URL, every customer will have two URLs. Have two URLs. One for the production systems and another for the preview systems. So what if a customer has got total of 6 systems? Even if customer has got 6 systems, they'll still have only two URLs, production URL and preview URL. So how different is it then? So production system URL and preview system URL will have the company ID tagged to it. Now, if my URL says, no, it will look like this: HTTPS offense manager .com, followed by your company ID. Every company will have a unique company ID, or every system will have a unique company ID. Dev will have a company ID, quality will have a company ID, production will have a company ID, project will have a company ID, pre-production test will have a unique ID. That ID can be a text or a number or combination of number and text, but it is unique. No two company IDs are same. Within this data center, if you have 100 customers with 1000 systems or 150 systems, so all of those customers will have a different company ID. No customer ID is same. Your link URL of that production system followed by company ID. Now same thing here, you will see it as previous systems, you will see it as preview company ID or preview here some performance manager preview.successfactors.com. Okay, now all the customers of this particular region will have the same URL. Just to show you, let me log in. Close. You see here, this is the URL and company is equal to this one. Okay, a company is equal to this one. This is the URL, sales demo. This is the demo system. So you have sales demo.successfactors.eu. Login, company is equal to this one. This is the company ID. Similarly, your customer will also have a URL which says whether it is a preview or production. For production, you will not see anything, but for preview, you will see additional thing called preview and with the company ID. So each system will have a different company IDs. Got it? Now,
I have a quick doubt,
yeah, go ahead.
Venu. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
so if a company is having three systems, then they have three company IDs
Yes, they will have three company IDs.
or only two IDs. Suppose they
No,
have
two
dev,
company.
QA,
No,
and
three
production.
IDs.
They have so
Three
generally
IDs.
speaking, every company has three IDs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So generally, every company has three IDs then. Okay.
yeah. Minimum of three IDs.
But how do we know that? Okay, yes, so but there is only two things like production DC and preview DC. Suppose if we are
Hmm.
making any changes in if you want to make any changes in development, how do we know that whether we are connecting to dev or to production? Because both look similar, right? Because both have similar
Yes,
URLs.
both have similar URL. Your preview will have a preview in the text. In the URL itself, you will see the preview and the company ID. Now let me give you an
Yeah,
example. If I'm working for
but the
one of the customer called Coca-Cola,
yeah,
okay, who has got
okay,
dev, quality, and production system. Okay. Now the company ID for dev is, let's say, Coke dev. This is my company ID. Coke QA. This is my company ID. And this is my company ID for production. Oh, either you can identify with as a text. Now, because you're here, the company ID is in the alphabets. Now, sometimes you may see that it is C1 or C2 and C3. C3 is production, C2 is quality, and C1 is dev. Here in the company ID in the URL, you will see either C1 or C3. If it says the URL says C1, it is development. If your URL says C3, it is production. Or if it is text Coke dev, this is my company ID. So with the company ID, you can make out whether it is a development system or a quality system or a production system. Okay. Or when you
got
log into your system,
got it. Yeah,
when you log into your
good. Yeah,
system, now initially when you enter your URL, okay, on the screen itself, it shows you the logo here. So for each system, you'll have a different logo. So development logo, quality logo, and production logo. Now logo can be same, like it is a Coke logo only. Coke, and then hyphen, you will see there dev. You incorporate the dev in the picture, logo picture, and then add it to that system. So that way, when you log into system, you will see that this is a different logo, or maybe you can identify with a different color or different text or different company ID. Always when you go and look for your version information, it shows what is the company ID to which you have logged in. Now this is the company ID that I have logged in. Okay. So every time after logging in also you can see whether you have logged into dev or quality or production. Got it? Clear? Now here you will see it as Coke dev or Coke QA. Now preview and production, it is easy. In the URL itself you can see preview separately for preview, and production you will not see anything. And also with the system ID, company ID. At the end you will see the company ID. You see this is my company ID. So this is my development ID. Okay. Or when you just type your URL, you can also differentiate different systems using the company logo here. Okay, this logo you can say as a dev logo. Or here you see please log into SuccessFactors for this company ID. This is the company ID that I'm logging in. Now this is a combination of text and number, or a number or only text. For this system it is both text and number. maybe for my customer, it says it will show me as Coke Dev, or it will show me as Coke Quality, or it will show me as Coke Pre-Production or Coke Projects, because I have named it as that. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll stop it here for today. Okay. We'll continue tomorrow with the release management. Now we know that we have a different URLs for preview and different URL for production, and each data center is split into two parts, preview and production, because of the release. We talked that we discussed that it is because of the release management that these instances are, but these systems are divided. So what in release management, what do we do in release management? Okay, how the release features gets into each of the system, that we'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. We'll connect back tomorrow.
Thank you.